Hello, heroes. How are you doing? Joe Smith here. Um, about a week or so ago, I decided to start doing this because um, some of you heroes, fans, friends, subscribers that have been following me for some time now probably remember back a few years ago, like early 2020, I think it was, when all that, you know, crazy shit was happening with the pandemic. I was doing this like Friday night live show, like late night show, like like late night TV, but late night radio type thing, or podcast or live stream. I mean, it's a YouTube live stream, late Friday night. But I was trying to do it like like the old fashioned late night TV shows, but like on the radio, like late night radio show or whatever, interviewing guests, stuff like that. But only like on YouTube instead of radio, because I don't have a radio station. But I used to interview people, and I'd ask them about. It was, well, first of all, it was called After Dark. The premise was uh, I ask these other like YouTube channels, celebrities, people, whatever, kind of like behind the scenes questions or about their personal life, or that when they're not on YouTube, and their past or growing up and stuff, to kind of get like a behind the scenes look or that of these other YouTube celebrities on these other YouTube channels. And I've had some of my personal friends, subscribers, um, on my channel here ask me, it's like, well, someone should interview you. Someone should interview. Someone should interview. They're like, someone should interview me in the same format type of way or whatever, and get like a behind the scenes, past history, whatever, on me or that, or what I do when I'm not on YouTube. I mean, I know most of you probably know that I got uh, a repair shop where I fix lawnmowers and bicycles and trucks and ATVs and whatever. If it has wheels, if it has a motor, I fix it. And then plus sell some baseball cards on the side, because that was like my first business as a teenager. I mean, they're back here behind me in the office. I just kind of got some shelves up on the wall. It's just a little side hobby. Uh, just have some fun and make a little side cash or whatever. But I decided a week or two ago to more or less interview myself. And when I did the After Dark on the previews, promos or whatever, before I posted like a video or something, or a post or whatever, like um, earlier in the week prior to that Friday night live show, where the people would, where the person I was interviewing, the celebrity YouTube person I was interviewing, we would come up with some crazy ass story that was actually true, and then come up with like three untrue crazy ass stories, and then it's like, well, tune in Friday night to see which one's actually true and which ones we're making up or whatever. And we had some fun with that, by the way. But I'm trying to do the other. I mean, I've had such a crazy ass past. I'm kind of doing it the other way around, where I'm kind of posting three things that are true and one that's not, and you're guessing which one is not true. to kind of guess how well you know me. For those of you that have been watching me like all the time, nonstop, ever since I started almost 10 years ago, and God bless your heart for doing so. You must not have anything better to do. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, just try to have some fun here. But let's get on with it. The first one I did, I was going to do all the three in the same video. I actually got a couple more ideas to do, post to or whatever, but I decided to do a separate video for each one. That way they aren't so long. I mean, we're already about 6 minutes now. I want to try and keep these about 5-minute videos or under 10 at least. But the first one was I paid to be in a TV commercial? Was I offered to be a star of a reality TV show? Was I an extra in a movie? Or was I lead star on the news? Well, back growing up, my hometown in Iowa, the movie Twister was filmed. Well, the ending of it, anyways, where they're chased by the tornado through the field and run through the barn and house or whatever, and everything's destroyed except for the house. Well, the story behind that was the person that owned the property. Originally, the movie producers wanted to destroy the house in the movie as part of the movie, but the person that owned the house and property said, no, I want to keep the house because I want turn this into a tourist attraction, and they later did like a bed and breakfast and campground and shit like that. So they changed the ending of the movie to where the house remains standing. That's what was 1995, I think it was. Movie Twister, Helen Hunt, I think it was. But unfortunately, while that was filming, I was in Fort Dodge getting my GED. So I missed out on all the movie hoopla and shit and around the whole town. And originally they were supposed to have people around town be extras, but they never had anyone from that town, from my town, be extras in it. So maybe an extra in a movie was actually false. That's a false one. Even though the ending movie Twister was filmed like 2 miles from my house that I grew up in, just outside my hometown, a couple miles. I was in town at the time. I was living in Fort Dodge for 6 months at the time. Getting my GED at Iowa Central Community College. So that was false. That was the false one. So if you guys guessed that I was an extra in a movie, then you're correct. That one's false. That you're the winners. That one's false. Now, a TV commercial. College I went to after getting my GED in Iowa Falls, Iowa. Thanks to Uncle Sam, of course. Those of you who don't know me, you know my background, but got 3 years of community college paid for my service, and went to Ellsworth College in Iowa Falls, Iowa after getting my GED, and we did the college did a TV commercial there. They actually did a couple TV commercials, and they were asking for a student volunteer to just be like extras in the background and whatnot. And I volunteered to be in that, and I actually saw it on TV one night. Then the one that I was actually in, they had like 2 or 3 different versions. I saw I kept seeing the other ones, but I never saw the one I was in. But then there's one night when I actually saw the one that I was in the background at. But that was a volunteer gig. I did not get paid being in that TV commercial. However, shortly after that, this TV commercial company crew was in town, my hometown in Iowa, uh, because a couple of the guys on the crew actually grew up around that area. I mean, nearby towns or that area, same county or whatever. And they had other guys from New York City and some people from California, like 3 vehicles of people or whatever. And they saw me out of the Pine Lake Wildlife Club fish fry with my little sister, and he said, "Come over, talk to me, and interview me." And I was telling them about the paper route I had, how I like to ride bicycles and stuff like that. And they did all this like on camera interview. I mean, I was just there with my little sister because my mom didn't feel like driving us out there, and I was in college that time and had driver's license, only enough to drive. So my mom just gave me some cash and told me to take my little sister out there and go and enjoy supper without her. And this was after my dad had left, of course. But so I drove my little sister out there to the Pine Lake Wildlife Club, Archery Club, and we enjoyed the fish fry like we did all growing up, Friday nights once a month, like last Friday of the month or whatever, and then winter months, fall, winter, early spring. And we already knew the Stevie crews in town. We already kind of seen them around town or that, but they were out there when we were out there eating, and they'd come over and ask to. They're like, "Oh, you look like a nice young couple or whatever. Can we interview you?" And then my little sister was like, "That's my stupid ass brother. We're not a couple or whatever." And they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And the TV guy, commercial guy said, and I was like, "Yeah, you talk to me on camera. I don't give a fuck." But my sister didn't want to be on camera. She didn't want to be asking questions on camera or whatever. So she just kind of, set off to the side and kept eating. And then they asked me questions on camera while I was eating my fish and French fries. And about, what was about 30 minutes to an hour after we got home, then we got a phone call. We didn't have cell phones at the time. It was, the phone on the kitchen wall rang, or that, with the long curly ass pigtail cord attached to it. And my mom answered, like, "Who's calling this late at night on Friday night?" And she asked her, it was the TV people, the commercial people or whatever. And they're like, hey, is your son available to talk or that? And she's like, yeah, and handed the phone to me. And they're like, hey, are you busy tomorrow morning? And this was like late November, just like around Thanksgiving time or that, or like week before Thanksgiving, I think, or maybe a week after. I forget, but yeah, around Thanksgiving time, late November, Northern Iowa. It's freezing out. We have light dusting of snow on the ground already. They're like, are you available tomorrow to do some filming? It's like, yeah, sure. What the fuck? Saturday morning. I mean, I could just sit and watch cartoons. I mean, it's freezing outside. Or I could go do some filming with you. And they're like, yeah, we want you to bring your bike. We want to film you riding your bike or that. And so they come pick me up. They had 3 vehicles, a pickup truck, a van, and a car, or 2 vans and a pickup truck, I forget. Something like that. But yeah, we loaded my mountain bike in the back of the van, or not the van, but back of the pickup truck, and we went out to the north side of town, and they had me bring my newspaper bag for my paper route, and just told me to stuff some old papers in it, newspapers in it, which I had plenty of because being a paper boy, they would give me like 1 or 2 extra copies for that of the paper. That way, if one was damaged, got damaged or something, I could swap it out or have a copy for myself to read or that with my family or that. But so I had a stack of old papers, went in and grabbed a handful and put them in the bag and went out north side town and rode around my bike while they on the highway or whatever while they rode their minivan alongside me with the side door open. There's a guy holding a camera. It's kind of funny because these the couple people, 2 or 3 people that are from California on the crew, they're freezing their asses off. They had like heat pads in their gloves and heat pads in their shoes or boots or whatever. They had like 10 layers of clothing on and shit. And I was just laughing my ass off, like, oh my god, you never been to Iowa before, have you? But yeah, it was a good time. It was funny or that. But yeah, and then after that, we went out west of town towards New Providence and in one of my uncle's fields, and then they filmed me riding around or riding my bike, holding the paper bag or whatever across me, trying to ride through the frozen ass plowed up cornfield. And then, like, what was a few weeks after that, they called me up and said that they decided to go with me. I don't know if they did any filming with anyone else or had any other commercial ideas or made any other commercials for that matter. I guess I never asked. But they said that they really liked me and they came up with a TV commercial idea where I was a star. I was the only one featured in it. It ran in the Oakland, San Francisco, California area for BayInsider.com back in the mid to late 90s when the .com stuff first started taking off. The premise of it is like, oh, aren't you glad you live in the Bay Area instead of being like this Iowa paper boy riding through a frozen plowed up cornfield with his paper bag or whatever. So I mean, it's kind of funny joke on me or whatever, but I ended up making $2,000 off of it because I got paid a royalty for every time it aired on TV, and they aired it for over for like 12 months, a whole year. And funny story, back when I first moved here, my next door neighbor, her ex-husband, or her and her ex-husband were actually from San Francisco, and her ex-husband actually remembered that TV commercial and remembered me from it when we happened to be talking about one night when he came to Arkansas to visit his boy, his kid, or that he had with the ex-wife, or that. He's like, oh my god, you're that guy from that TV commercial. I mean, he didn't actually recognize me, but we were telling about it, and he's like, oh my god, I remember that TV commercial. I can't believe I can't believe I met that guy, that kid from that TV commercial. That was so fucking funny. You're so good, or whatever. And then I actually had VHS tape of it at the time. I should still have it somewhere. I forget, but because I've moved a couple times since. But yeah, we watched it. It's like, and yeah, oh my god, I can't believe I remember that TV commercial from when I lived out in San Francisco, or that several years ago. I love that commercial. I can't believe I'm meeting the guy, the kid from it or whatever. So there's a little funny side story from you. I actually, even though I was from Iowa and it's aired in San Francisco area, and then I moved to Arkansas, I actually met someone else from San Francisco that visited Arkansas that remembered me in that TV commercial. Okay, on to the other two. That's actually the lead story in the news. 6 and 10 one night. It was back, what was it? It's like back when, almost shortly after I first moved here, I was, like, what was like, just like, 3 or 4 years after I first moved here, I was working for this landscape company. And we had this, what was massive hailstorm or something. Was it hailstorm or or some kind of storm or that, where we had all sorts of tree branches down all over the city or whatever, all over Northwest Arkansas or that, and the news story was talking about how all these scammers were going around knocking on doors, saying, "Hey, we can pay us cash right now, and we'll clean up your branches or cut up your fallen tree or whatever." And they came to the company I work for because it was like actually one of the big reputable companies in the area, and they actually interviewed me and showed me cutting up branches and trees for that with this big ass steel 088 Magnum 36-inch bar chainsaw. And then they interviewed me talking about why you need to hire a legit company and not just whoever knocks on your door first. I mean, because some of these people are like, "Oh yeah, I can do this for like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, whatever." But if they actually took the time to call around, they could get an insured, licensed, bonded company come do it for like maybe $1,000 or $1,500, $2,000 or something. So they actually get a legit company cheaper if they actually call around instead of taking whoever knocked on the door first or whatever for getting in a hurry. So they started the broadcast at 6 and 10 that night, showing me cutting shit up with that big ass fucking chainsaw. And then show the interview of me, or clips of the interview with me, both at 6 and 10 that night. So yes, I was actually the lead story on the news at 6 and 10 one night. And that's not the only time I was on the news. We had a tornado. I was helping with tornado cleanup, volunteering another time because it hit my mom's neighborhood where I used to live with her, and the street, the old next door neighbor I just talked about in the previous story, and had some other friends in the neighborhood, and they all had damage, so I was over there just helping all my old neighbors and friends clean up from the tornado damage. And I was on the news that night. It wasn't lead story or anything, but yeah, I was just one of the guys on the news that they talked to for a minute. And the other one was I asked to be on a reality TV show. Yes, that's actually true. I was asked to be the star of a reality TV show years and years ago. Before I started the motor repair shop business, I had this other side business I was trying to get going, and I was actually on the TV news for that business too. So that's yet another time I was on the local TV news. Not a lead story, but I was on it, and a clip from that plus a clip from cutting up the tree are both on YouTube. Those are actually the very first YouTube videos I ever posted. Not on this channel, but on a different one if you can find them. You see, my YouTube history actually goes back past 10 years. Originally, I just posted them on YouTube because I didn't really understand what YouTube was. I thought it was just like a video hosting site, and then you can post a video or link on your website, and instead of actually uploading it to your website. So if and there's a couple of my friends out there that have seen them, but so if you actually dig deep enough, you can find the news video where I'm cutting up the tree and tree branches or whatever, and you can find the news video of this little side business that caught the attention of this reality TV show company, and they asked me about being in a reality TV show or making one about me and this business. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to find any employees to be it with me. I was posting ads on Craigslist, and the only replies I got were people calling me a scammer, saying it's fake, and I'm trying to trick them or whatever to steal their identity or something. It's like, so they all lost out on being TV famous. But after looking at how all the other reality shows end up since then, maybe it's for the better that we never made one on me and my business. I mean, after all, the Duggars with the 19 kid counting, they're here locally in Northwest Arkansas, and they're kind of been viewed as like trailer trash, and Josh Duggar's now in prison from doing naughty things. Who I actually met and bought a truck from, and oh yeah, that's going to be a future video. Yeah, sorry, I was trying to keep these under like 10 minutes or 15 minutes or something, but we're getting close to half an hour now, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. But yeah, I was actually paid to be a star of a TV commercial. I was actually offered a reality TV show. I was the lead story on the news 6 and 10 on KNWA, Northwest Arkansas. However, I was never an extra in a movie, even though the movie Twister was filmed in my hometown, or the ending of it anyways. And also, after I moved to Arkansas, the movie New Providence, about girls 6-on-6 high school basketball, which I used to watch growing up in Iowa, was filmed in the New Providence Junior High School gym that I played junior high basketball in back when I was growing up. However, that was filmed years later after I'd already been here in Arkansas for some 15, 20, almost 20 years, something like that. It was a little bit newer movie that just came out a few years ago. And they've since tore down that school, by the way, too. I was the last 8th grade class to leave that school, and they closed it down, and after I finished 8th grade or whatever. But, yeah. Lots of stories to tell if anyone actually wants to listen to them. I'll do videos here in the near future. Been real busy working. Been super hot, actually. Been nice the past few days. Only about 80 for the highs. Or 82 for the highs or something. And nice and cool at night. Have the windows open. Without the AC or that, but... there you go. There's a little bit more about my background. Stay tuned, find out more. Stay tuned, find out if I was ever a carnival worker, or if I ever painted a girl's dorm. I already revealed that I bought a truck from Josh Duggar before he went to prison, before all that shit broke. And I already revealed that I was a paper boy in Iowa too, growing up as a teenager when I started when I was like 13. Thanks for watching. Joe Smith signing out.